we're going to make a delicious
Tuscan bread soup. So it does feel strange being in someone else's kitchen, but I'm very excited about this. It's
hopefully
quite nice to have a little aisle here and then a little area there.
Yeah.
So this should be a really good one. It's absolutely delicious. It's got sourdough bread in, peel plum tomatoes, and it's got lots of basil, some garlic, some chili flakes, cannellini beans, and then it's finished off with some ricotta cheese and some dried tomatoes, and it is super good on the calories as well.
My tomato coloured top.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've gone all dismal and black today because the weather's so horrible.
Oh.
So shall we get started?
Yes.
So we're going to be doing a bit of So just a tablespoon of olive oil. And then first of all, we're just going to saute the garlic off, the basil leaves and the chili flakes as well. So just let that heat up. So let me just check with my notes as well. So yeah, we just do that garlic, chili flakes and basil. And I've added stalks and leaves just for a little bit of flavour. You get most of the flavour from the stalks. So always, whatever herbs you're using, make sure you add the stalks, which is quite a good tip. And then everything else just goes in, and then we just blend it up, and that's your soup done, basically. While that's just open.
So, did you know one tomato can provide about 40% of your recommended daily amount of vitamin C, which is super important for your immunity. Tomatoes are also good for your skin health. They've got vitamin A in them. Vitamin K, which is good for your bones, and potassium, which is key for your heart function, muscle contractions, and healthy blood pressure and fluid balance.
Wow.
So tomatoes are a bit of a power food.
And how amazing are they? They're just, I have every single tomato that you can think of in my fridge, in my cupboard. They're just incredible.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
So
you need to get all them vitamins in at the minute because winter.
Exactly. And also having vitamin C, if you're a bit low on iron, which I have been lately, meaning that I was feeling really tired and a bit short of breath and just not much energy, you need vitamin C to aid absorption, particularly when you're having iron that comes from plant and food sources.
Yeah.
So one drawback of tomatoes is that they are from the nightshade family. So sometimes they can worsen inflammation in people who suffer from things like arthritis and stuff like that.
Okay.
And also when they're cooked, they can worsen acid reflux.
I was going to say the acid reflux. And so my sister suffers with Crohn's, so she used to struggle with having tomatoes.
Yeah.
And another friend that suffers with Crohn's as well. He literally cannot have tomatoes.
Yeah.
That's a.
Yeah. Well, I've got some here which I grew myself. I'm just ripening some of them.
Fast. Hungry tomatoes.
Yeah, they do. It's amazing the actual taste difference, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm using peel plum tomatoes. I never use chopped tomatoes. Always.
Right. What's that?
Well, one, you get more flavour.
Mm-hmm.
And two, again, it's just that whole fiddling around. So how they're crushing them and what they're doing to. Do you know what I mean?
Just the toxic crushers.
Well, I don't know. Just to get them to the amount of consistency that you need in the tomatoes, but mainly for the flavour.
Right.
There's just so much more flavour just in sort of.
Well, it might be that if they. Sometimes they say that tinned food and frozen food is much more beneficial because it's gone straight into the freezer, so it's kept all the vitamins and stuff because it's just been picked. And it might be that if they can the tomatoes when they're whole, then they're not more flavour because they're not going through that process. Yeah. So that could be it.
And then, yeah, well, all you've got to do is just chop this a little bit more effort. All you've got to do is just chop them yourself and get them in saucepan, just use a knife or put them in a bowl and cut them up. So I've added some chilli flakes in there. I'm just going to go in with the tomatoes.
It'll be good if this is a easy thing to make.
Yeah, this is just delicious as a lunch or a dinner again. So most of my recipes I like to be able to have them as a lunch or a dinner option. Or we'd have it for dinner and then whatever we save it for the next day. Yeah.
I'm really pleased because lots of my clients are coming for treatments and then telling me that they've been telling someone else they know that they shouldn't be eating salads now at this time of year, or they ought to be having soups and stews. So I know that my message is getting across about eating seasonally.
Yeah, it certainly is for me. It's I do love my salads, but if I have them, then I just make sure that I've got those extra bits of, or it's just on the side. Yeah, not as the main the main dish.
Yeah.
So that's in, and then we'll just add a tin of cannellini beans. So they got to be cannellini. I use butter. I just like cannellini beans. I find butter beans a little bit too chewy, but I just don't like the texture as much. They're a lot bigger. But you're blending this down, so I really don't think it would matter. Yeah, you could use black-eyed beans, you could use kidney beans. Mainly I've got cannellini beans in anyway. But it's down there. Turned up now, so that's gone in. We just some salt. Sally, do you have any salt? Then we have got 2 slices of sourdough, so staler the better really, but I have got some fresh. So yeah, you can pick these up from Aldi. Well, I've got this from the co-op, but Aldi sells them, or you can go to your local bakery and whatever. But staler the better. This is fresh, and I guess that's quite good because if you've got a bit of stale sourdough or whatever. But I would use sourdough just for that extra taste, flavour. Yeah.
Is it going to go in?
So this is going. No, this is going in. So let me just.
I've never done this recipe before. Seen it even.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I've made it a couple of times, and it's only recently. So
I just had the coconut chicken and red lentil.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's so good. So easy to make.
So easy to make.
And so if you're watching and you've not seen that one, go back and check the files because it's the PDF is in the group. And it's such a tasty one and it freezes really well, and then you can.
In fact, I think I might do that on one of my lives because I think that would be such a fab one to do.
Yeah.
Then I don't. So the bread's all coated in the into the tomatoes and all those different flavours that are in. Thank you. So then 200 mils of water. At the end as well. And then
I've got time to talk to people about water.
You have, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear this sort of humming, whirring noise. It sounds like a fan. Basically, it is this thing here, which is a water distiller. So that thing that looks like a urn, you pour the water in the top, and then it distills it so that it goes into this thing that's like a sort of coffee cafetiere thing. And so this, I will post a picture at some point of what it looks like inside that urn when you've done it a few times. It is revolting. The amount
when you got that,
kind of muck and contaminants that come out, because what you might not know, like at the very least, people seem to think that some people in the health field feel that even Brita water filters aren't that great and that they harbour germs and stuff. I'm not sure. I want to do some more research into it.
Yeah.
they take out chlorine and fluoride. And when we moved to this house, we basically gutted the whole kitchen and stuff. So Crag was 4 months old. We had a sofa and a cooking stove out in the cabin, and I basically lived out there through the autumn, right up to the week before Christmas. Had no kitchen. We were washing up in the bath, and during that time I didn't filter any water because of obviously like everything was like camping, and so I sort of got out the way of it. And then when I went back to it, I couldn't believe how different the water tastes just with a Brita filter. And they're not expensive, and they're you know, they're, I don't know, 10 or 15 quid for the jug, and then the filters are just that you can get home brand, and they last for a month. So I do recommend doing that, but just remember that water, basically, it's got everything in it, you know, that we're medication that we're peeing out, and this is one of the things that's horrible, really, because we're all basically absorbing other people's medication, you know, because of course the water gets treated, but it's still, there's certain things that they can't remove. So when you distill water, that machine is called a Megahome distiller, and it costs about 150 quid. So it is an investment to make. It takes about 4 hours to do, and then I also have to add these plasma pH drops because it essentially takes everything out, or takes out the minerals as well. So, you know, you could be having completely pure water, but actually there are minerals and stuff in the water that you need to be taking. So that's a way of adding them back in, and you just put a few drops in, and then it raises the pH so that it's very alkaline. So it's good for you. But yeah, I would recommend that you, if you don't have a kind of reverse osmosis thing, or there's also something called a Kangen water filter, which are quite popular. Again, they're probably a few hundred quid to invest in, but you know, they last for a long time, so they soon pay themselves off. And I think for the benefits to your health, it's probably worth it. Yeah. So we have a filter machine in our fridge. Yeah. Which we have to change the filter every 6 months. Right. So would I need to still do something with that? Yeah, I'm not really sure, like, exactly how the fridge filters work. And whether they're the equivalent of like a Brita filter, or if they're taking out more stuff. And that might be worth looking into, actually. Yeah. We only use that for. Yeah, because obviously it is a bit of an expense, but what I find is that because I don't always do the distiller, sometimes I just use the Brita filter, but I am religious about cooking with it. It's in the kettle and everything. And I don't get any scale in my kettle now. So if you think about the fact that if you're drinking tap water, that calcium deposits and stuff, it's hardening all your cells, and every part of your body is getting that white sediment build-up, as well as all the medications and the pesticides and the contaminants and dirt and stuff that's in your water. So it's not very nice. So, you know, that's what motivates me. And I think quite often I make people a cup of tea, and they're like, what's a really nice cup of tea? I wonder whether it tastes nicer. Because it's filtered. Yeah. So, food for thought. Very, very, very interesting. I love that. How are we getting on with the tea? Pretty much done. Just need some pepper to finish that off. I've got the worst pepper mill. If anybody wants to buy me or recommend me a really good pepper grinder, I can never find a good one that works properly. Is that working? It's all right, yeah. Well, I like the how the peppercorns come out, like nearly whole. Yeah, but I like that. Yeah, I don't. That one was a gift. And yeah, I'm just a bit. You need to invest in a new. Yeah, well, I've had one like the plastic salt one from the supermarket, and they tend to be quite good. But one of those just died last week. Oh right, okay, yeah. So you. So that is it. So basically, we then, and you could just add. I've just added a little bit more water in there. So if you're blending it and it's too thick, then you just add water. Yeah. So we're just going to go in with a splash of red wine vinegar. Finish that off, and then we just need to blend. So very quick. This has literally taken 10 minutes. Yeah. So that's really good, isn't it? And you can quadruple, like
make as many portions as you want and freeze it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You just don't add the ricotta and the pesto until you're actually
Yeah.
serving it. So
one quick question, you know, with the plum tomatoes, one thing I found in the past is that when you even squash them down, the stalk bit is always really lumpy. And
I know what you mean.
do you?
Yeah.
Do you just leave it like that?
Yeah, I leave it, but obviously you can just cook that. Yeah, because if you cook the tomatoes up in the pan anyway,
yeah,
you can just take that bit off.
Yeah.
There's normally like one where it's quite bad, isn't there?
Yeah.
Out of the whole tin.
Yeah. Okay, are we ready to blend?
Yeah, do you just blend? Can you blend just straight in the saucepan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, should be fine.
Yeah. Do that bit, Sally.
Just quite texture.
As long as all the beans, it doesn't matter about the basil, that can still be.
Yeah.
All the beans and the bread.
That's right.
It's been used a lot.
As well, yeah. Yep. I think that's it. Good. The bottom one. The top, yeah, that one. Have you got one that does the I don't know.
But you normally have one that kind of sucks it all in.
Oh, right.
Do you know what I mean? So it all comes together and then it just goes under it.
Oh, I've never even noticed. Awful.
Get the bowls. Sourdough comes in all different shapes and sizes. So this is 2 quite large slices of bread.
So if you've got diabetes, tomatoes are another brilliant thing because when you've got diabetes, you have double the risk of having a stroke or a heart attack, but tomatoes lower that risk, so that's good to know. And they're good for your skin health when you cook them in olive oil because that helps it to absorb. And they can be really good for your digestive health because the fibre helps with constipation.
Okay.
And they're good for your heart. And I didn't realise that, you know, they have this antioxidant called lycopene in them, which is the thing that helps with fight loss of vision, cataracts and macular degeneration.
Ooh, my goodness.
So that is something to bear in mind. So do you want to
Might need a ladle. I was going to.
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one have a little taste.
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
We'll do a big portion then.
Yeah.
And let's take the off.
Oh yeah.
Enough?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna taste. So here's what it looks
and then
like.
we just need
It's not
to.
actually redder than that. It's a bit under the light. Of
Yeah,
here.
a little bit better. And then just need
we're
to
supposed
add
to.
some ricotta.
So ricotta's a sort of optional.
Yeah,
extra,
it's a
obviously
bit of a
people want
extra.
dairy free.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
And then this
Do you
is
need another
another spoon. We need lots of milk a minute, don't we? Then if you can get it.
What's this?
And then
Sun-dried tomato
pesto.
Wow. So just a little dot
Beautiful. Then just
on top.
yeah. I'll slide around on
You
this
do.
one. This can be the photo one. And then just like mix it all together.
Wow. We're going to feel like we're in Italy. I wish.
Yeah. Just look outside.
Oh. Do you know what? That's almost like a sandwich in soup form.
Honestly.
Because you can taste the bread.
Ooh. Stunning. So I'm going to.
I might eat this as well.
I'm presenting this one so that we can take a picture of this one.
Wow.
There.
Oh,
Yeah, do you like that?
Yeah, I didn't even know you could get sun-dried tomato pesto.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, it's
I
just
love
got
it.
an extra.
So that is
beautiful.
dish.
Right, let me get my phone.
So obviously how easy and tasty, as you can see from Sally, and I think I'm going to have, I haven't had lunch, so I might just scoffle that after this.
I'll get my phone.
So yeah, let's take a photo, and we'll try and be all
I'll do that in a minute.
a bit of a photographer.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you, but definitely make this one. This one and the chicken curry soup, 2 soups, amazing, and yeah, perfect for this time of year.
Yeah.
So we shall see you all soon.